evening and many thanks for joining us. You're watching QTV Nightly News, which is also on Q Radio 103.3 FM with me, Answana Eso-Nyase. First, here are the main news headlines. On Wednesday, the ruling National People's Party welcomed over 800 new members said to be defectors from various opposition groups across Banjul, Kanifing Municipality and the West Coast region. The Gambia scooped the prestigious Best African Standard Award at the World Travel Market 2025, which officially opened in London, United Kingdom on the 4th and closed today, the 6th of November 2025. In another interesting turn of events in the trial of former military officer Abdoulie Sanyang, earlier in the week, Justice Jaite had made a ruling denying bail following an application by lawyer Dabo representing the accused for his client's unconditional release. And in international news, Thursday, the International Day for Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict 2025 was globally commemorated to raise awareness on the crucial need to protect the planet amidst warfare and its aftermath. And in sport news, Danish football giants FC Copenhagen have signed 2 players from Real de Banjul, and the players are set to join the club in January 2026. Among them, 18-year-old Seth Jao, who was previously with the Q City Football Academy. Stay tuned as we bring you more on this and other stories. And now here's the news in detail. On Wednesday, the ruling National People's Party welcomed over 800 new members said to be defectors from various opposition groups across Banjul, Kanifing Municipality and the West Coast region. The event held at the NPP headquarters in Bundung was attended by President Adama Barrow, First Lady Fatoumata Barrow and senior party officials. Alusise witnessed the event and he now reports.
Under the banner Company Boka Halat, which translates as Group of Unified Thinking, hundreds of individuals claiming to be former members of opposition parties, including the UDP, PDOIS, Sobeya, GDC and PAP, formally joined the ruling National People's Party. The defection, facilitated through the support of the First Lady and National Women's Mobilizer Maimuna Bande, brought together women leaders such as Sukai Jallo, a member of the Coalition of Progressive Gambia, and Aja Fantambalo, former vice chairperson of the 3 Years Yotna movement. Speaking on behalf of the group, Sukai Jallo and Aja Fantambalo pledged their commitment to President Barrow and the NPP's development agenda. They commended the ongoing government efforts in women's empowerment and urged further support to address challenges facing Gambian women. Other speakers, including Jabu Sow and Fatoumata Bari, expressed joy in joining the party.
After dedicating several years to advocating for changes as part of the 3 Years Yotna movement and the Coalition of Progressive Gambians as the chairperson, I have come to realize that our struggle for a better Gambia requires more than just activism. It demands active participation in shaping the system that governs us. As I transition from activism to public service, I want to assure that my commitment to the ideas of justice, equality, and progress remains unwavering. I intend to work closely with the government to leverage my experience, skills, and grassroots insight to contribute meaningfully to our nation's development.
NPP Organizing Secretary Dusano welcomed the defectors, assuring them of equal treatment within the party and encouraging supporters to continue expanding the party's grassroots base. National Women's Mobilizer Maimuna Bande applauded the First Lady's role in facilitating what she called a major political milestone, citing progress under the Barrow administration in agriculture, education, health, roads and women's initiatives. President Barrow, who presided over the event, described the occasion as a special moment for the party. He said the NPP remains open to all Gambians interested in national progress.
Your Excellency, how important is it defection for you? it is very, very important, and we are very, very excited. We are encouraging other Gambians to come and join us. We want to move the Gambia to the next level. So we are calling on all Gambians to come and join us. We are very serious about this. We are serious about Gambia. This is our country. We have to move it forward.
The Gambian leader also called for unity, tolerance, and respect for diversity of opinion, stressing that those political differences will not divide the country. He urged his supporters to embrace the newcomers with open arms. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
Now, the Gambia scooped the prestigious Best African Stand Award at the World Travel Market 2025, which officially opened in London, United Kingdom, on the 4th and closed today, the 6th of November 2025. The Gambian delegation was led by the Honorable Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Abdoulie Job. And William Kamara tells us more.
The World Travel Market is a major international travel and tourism event taking place every year at the Excel Centre in London. It is considered the world's most influential travel and tourism event. The event brings together global travel professionals, leaders, exhibitors and buyers and the media to network and learn about new technologies and conduct business in the tourism, travel and hospitality sectors. And this year's event theme is Reimagine Travel in a Changing World, which featured conferences, high-level meetings, strategic discussions and networking engagement, all aimed at driving the continent's tourism growth and visibility on the global stage. The Gambia has been a regular exhibitor at the event dating back to the 1990s. This year, the Gambia delegation, including representatives from the Gambia Tourism Board, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and the private sector operators, was led by the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Abdoulie Job. Adam Anjai, the Gambia's Director of Tourism Promotion in the UK and Ireland, shared some insights from the discussions that centered on marketing initiatives, sustainable tourism development, and improving air connectivity to make the Gambia even more accessible to international travelers.
In terms of partnership, I think we have had meetings with TUI and the likes of TAP and Corendon. And these are strategic partners that we have engaged in terms of joint marketing. Because what the joint marketing does is to actually look into our commitment as a destination vis-a-vis our willingness to work with our partners to make sure that we push the arrival numbers and also to increase the awareness of our destination, which is actually ongoing. We have signed up almost all the joint marketings with them, and we're happy that for now all the flights have started flying to the Somali coast. So we pretty much had a very good meetings, and the commitment as a destination is very evident by the number of meetings that we have so far.
According to the organizers, over 4,000 exhibitors representing 180 countries were represented at this year's WTM. The delegation showcased Destination Gambia's unique appeal as a year-round destination known for its warm hospitality, original beaches, and vibrant culture. The platform offers the chance for destination branding, forging partnerships with tour operators and airlines. On the second day of the event, the Gambia won the Best African Stand Design Award. The award recognizes the country's creative presentation and its cultural authenticity, showcasing the warmness, diversity, and natural beauty of the smiling coast of Africa. For QTV News, Lolly M. Kamara.
Now, in another interesting turn of events in the trial of former military officer Abdoulie Sanyang, earlier in the week, Justice Jaite had made a ruling on an application by lawyer Dabo representing the accused for his client's unconditional release or an alternative option for his release to travel to Switzerland for medical treatment. His lawyer argued that since being remanded at Mile 2 prison, his client's health had worsened. More in this report with court reporting by Nicholas Bass of The Voice newspaper, narrated by Sena Buchao.
Delivering his ruling, Justice Jaita recollected that the state prosecutor Sekou Lamin Jabate challenged the admissibility of Exhibit AS3, a medical report prepared by CSP Yusufa Jabang, officer in charge of the medical unit at Mile 2 prisons. After hearing evidence and arguments from both sides, Justice Jaita said that the law demands medical certification, not subjective observation of deterioration or institutional inefficiency. Justice Jaita stated that the evidence confirms the availability of requisite facilities and medications within the country. Sanyang's bail application was therefore denied. As the trial continued, the lead state prosecutor, Sekou Lamin Jabate, on Wednesday presented to Banjul High Court West Coast Radio's footage of the interview by ex-military officer Abdoulie Sanyang. On the 14th August 2025, during a live broadcast of Coffee Time with Peter Gomez on West Coast Radio, Sanyang is accused of having made statements regarding the burning of APRC Bureau. Those and other comments allegedly made by the accused in that interview led to the charges he now faces. Testifying before Justice Ibrahim Jaita, the fourth defense witness, PW4, Paul A.F. Sambo, attached to the Information Technology Unit of the police, revealed how he obtained the footage of the accused Sanyang's interview. Sambo explained that Officer Jawara, the director of the Special Investigation Unit, instructed him to download Sanyang's footage from the online official website of West Coast Radio. Mr. Sambo then said that after receiving instructions to do so, he searched for, located and downloaded 3 pieces of the footage of the accused's interview with Peter Gomez from West Coast Radio's official online page. At that point, the prosecuting lawyer, Jabate, appealed to the court to play the footage to enable the witness to identify them. However, after listening to the first footage of the accused's interview with Peter Gomez, the matter was adjourned for continuation. Reporting for QTV News, I am Sainabu Chow.
And our report there will lead us to the commercial break, but we will be right back.
It's time to celebrate women who lead, innovate, inspire, and empower. Join us for the GWCC Women in Business Forum and Awards Ceremony, prestigious evening, proudly organized by the Gambia Women's Chamber of Commerce, GWCC, honoring resilience, excellence, and leadership in business. The theme for this year is For All Women and Girls, Rights, Equality, and Empowerment. On that day, GWCC will give awards in the following categories: Women in STEM of the Year, Women Entrepreneur of the Year, Regional Women Agropreneur of the Year, Women in the Catering of the Year, Women in Green Business of the Year, and Lifetime Achievement Award. Be inspired, celebrate success, support women in business. Tables and tickets are available for sales. Linger table, $50,000. Garmi table, $40,000. Taru, $30,000. Jigeen Jambar individual tickets, $2,000. Mark the date, Friday, 28 November 2025. Time, 7 p.m. onwards. Venue, Sir Dauda Kairaba Jawara Conference Center. For bookings and information, contact 2031 080 319 2823 662 3282. At GWCC, women-owned businesses are our priority. This advertisement is proudly sponsored by EU.
mag ñi nee nañ yaa leen doy ndaw ñi nee nañ yaa leen doy buur ñeeg jigéen nee nañ yaa leen doy.
His Excellency President Adama Barrow abe bankutamo kumasila me ya lonko akake sango sang kala hido timmande menketa bankola constitution o ya maro menti menketa 1997 constitution ti ka foko sango sang president o nyanta fontilale ay ta banku tamola ani mole kacha kalon ila sula kuol mementi ani fanala man sakunda be yurwado kuol menna aka molla balwol na nyame nyim banku tamo kono President abita chef banku meetingol kela muwang anin killing. Abe sate du yirwa do kol fana jibe la min yalon ko atata ko tan saba anin killing. Awo do kol kono seno do ku bunda bije kurango do ku bundal bije londi do ku bundal bije jata kende ya so nim fondin kella sembentu ya kakafu yirwa do ku kote wala alkafu his excellency president adama barola kabo november karoti litang kata fo december karoti sabo abe banku tamo min kela hin kamala anim mole kacha ku kumalla min yalon ko wole be banko na fa Elifa adai wolu naila yarak teginata
Welcome back. Following the commercial break, you're watching QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Caraba Avenue with me and Smana Isonyase. Now, as the rainy season ends and the dry season takes over, farmers in the Upper River region are busy harvesting their crops. With hopes high for a fruitful yield, our regional reporter takes a closer look at the efforts and optimism of these hard-working farmers. The story by Don Williams is narrated by Jacqueline Coley.
As one looks around open fields, the vegetation is gradually changing color from green to brown, which is another indication that the rainy season is coming to an end. It is also the signal for some farmers to start harvesting their crops. At Alkali Kunda, in the North Bank region, we met Suleiman Ba, a trained qualified nurse who decided to give up his nursing career to engage in full-time farming.
The performance of the crop for my farming side this year is far more better than that of last year, because when we come to the farming here is land rotation. Last year I didn't put kush here, I put granite here. So whenever I put my kush farm here, I have a correct harvest, because here I have access to animals. Cows used to be here. Meaning I use animal dump on my farm. It's either I have cows to be here, when they have 1 week, they move until the whole farm is being fertilized. Otherwise, I use the production of my goats, sheep and donkeys at home, which I brought and scattered them on my farm.
In Jigima, on the outskirts of Farifenya town, Mamadou Salou Jalo, a coos and granite farmer who cultivated a combined 15 hectares, shared some challenges he experienced and his plans for his harvest.
If I had the necessary materials, I could have expanded my farm even more. The coos is ready for harvesting, and I have paid workers to harvest and bundle it. The groundnuts are also ready, and I will hire people to lift and harvest them.
At some other rice fields, we visited along Balingor. The crops were not yet mature, and the area seems to be dry, while others seem to have very little water. Mamadou Mbake from Alikunda, a rice farmer, spoke about overall experience of this year's farming and the rainfall.
They are going normal because we have applied fertilizers on them, so that has helped them to grow. But when it comes to the rainy season, the rain, this year we don't have enough rain as last year. But last year we have enough rain. Whenever you come here, you realize inside the farm is always wet and there is water, standard waters inside the farms. But this year the rain is too low. But it doesn't mean rain doesn't come, but they are far apart. So before the other one comes, it meant this other one has already been dried.
He also spoke about the challenges he and other farmers face.
We don't have tractors, so all those ones are challenges. Because to plow here, it costs us a lot of money, because we have few tractors who normally do the plowing. So all those things are challenges we are facing.
Casting a non-expert eye, the rains this year seem to have been adequate for some crops such as coos, while rice farmers we spoke to, while not being despondent, had been hoping for more rain. For KTV News, I am Jacqueline Coley.
Time now for international news in a moment. Now, on Thursday, the International Day for Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict 2025 was globally commemorated to raise awareness on the crucial need to protect the planet amidst warfare and its aftermath. Mamna Bukar has the rest of that story.
Observed annually on November 6th, the day was established by the United Nations General Assembly on November 5th, 2001. Following a resolution proposed by Kuwait recognizing the devastating effects that war and conflict can inflict on natural resources and ecosystems, and highlighting the need for their protection. Currently, several ongoing conflicts around the globe, including those in Ukraine, Gaza, Congo, and Sudan, demonstrate that the environment often goes unrecognized as a casualty of war. The relentless use of bombs, gunfire, and chemical weapons to secure military advantage results in polluted water, contaminated soils, the death of wildlife, and the destruction of crops, leading to widespread famine. This devastation displaces millions of people, depletes infrastructure, and exacerbates the impacts of climate change. Additionally, the United Nations Environment Programme has revealed that over the past 60 years, at least 40% of internal conflicts have been linked to the exploitation of natural resources, including timber, diamonds, gold, oil, and essential resources like fertile land and water, resulting in a damaging legacy that keeps affected communities trapped in cycles of poverty and vulnerability long after the conflict has ceased. The International Day for Preventing the Exploitation of the Environment in War and Armed Conflict serves as a platform to highlight these catastrophic events and their consequences, emphasizing that environmental protection is a crucial component of sustainable peace and conflict prevention strategies. In a statement commemorating the day, Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General of the United Nations, encouraged the global community to take bold and immediate actions to mitigate the risks posed by conflict-caused environmental degradation. He emphasized the importance of safeguarding the planet from the damaging impacts of war and the necessity of the full implementation of the UN Sustainable Development Goals, intended to transform the world into a more peaceful, just, and equitable place for all. As the global community advances, the call remains clear for every nation, organization, individual, and the like to remain focused and work towards safeguarding the planet for the sake of human survival and global stability. Mamna Bukar, reporting for QTV News.
Now, also in international news, several South Africans who joined Russian forces in the war against Ukraine are stranded in the Donbas region. South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa says the government is trying to help them return home, but the conflict is hampering rescue efforts. Our Bob has more.
South Africa's government says 17 of its citizens or young men have been tempted into fighting as mercenaries in the Russia-Ukraine war and are now trapped in the Donbas region. President Cyril Ramaphosa has ordered an investigation into how they were recruited, calling it the exploitation of vulnerable people. Authorities believe the men were promised lucrative contracts with no mention of getting involved in the war, but ended up in active combat zones. Most are from KwaZulu-Natal, and officials say efforts are underway to bring them home through diplomatic channels. Their plight highlights growing concerns about African nationals being drawn into foreign conflicts. With high unemployment rates and limited opportunities, young Africans are increasingly targeted by networks linked to military or mercenary groups, including Russia's African Corps, which has expanded its influence across the continent. Analysts warn that both sides in the war have tried to recruit foreign nationals from Africa to Asia as the conflict drags on, deepening fears that economic desperation is being exploited from geopolitical gain. For QTV News, I am our Bob.
But now on to some exciting sports news. Well, Danish football giants FC Copenhagen have signed 2 players from Real de Banjul, and the players are set to join the club in January 2026. Among them, 18-year-old Seh Jao, who was previously with Q City Football Academy. Our sports reporter, Modu Gachaga, have been following his development, and in our reports.
They now finish summer camp so that we can prove we want to be a professional.
That was 11-year-old Seh Jao speaking about his football dreams back in 2018 during the Q City Academy Sports Summer Camp. Since then, he has graduated from the academy, played in Nawetan competitions, and joined league champions Real de Banjul 2 seasons ago. His impressive performances earned him a trial with FC Copenhagen, who eventually signed him. Seh Jao will join the Danish Giants in January 2026, taking a major step towards fulfilling his dream of becoming a professional footballer. Seh Jao was born and raised in Neman Nasir and is now taking the first steps towards realizing that dream with a club competing in this year's UEFA Champions League. While Seh Jao will initially join the team's under-19 development squad, he has the potential to break into the first team if he continues to demonstrate his talent consistently. An explosive winger, he is known for his pace and impressive dribbling skills. Morten Graham, Director of Development at FC Copenhagen, says, "The agreement with Seh and Mustafa are a good example of how we work strategically and long-term with recruitment in FC Copenhagen talent. The FC Copenhagen model is also about combining international recruitment with a strong local talent development and creating an environment where players from different cultures can grow together, learn from each other, and develop to be able to perform at the highest level," says Morten Graham. Michael Koller, head of recruitment, spoke about the 2 talents, saying, "These are 2 exciting players in whom we see great potential and who have chosen FC Copenhagen in natural international competition. Seh comes with strong offensive core competences, especially in 1v1 situations, where he brings great speed shifts, and a good technique. Seh Jao's journey from a young dreamer in Neman Nasir to joining FC Copenhagen's under-19 squad exemplifies dedication, talent, and ambition, marking the beginning of a promising professional football career for him and Mustafa Nyasi." Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
Well, congratulations to Seh Jao and Mustafa Nyasi, and we wishing them all the very best in their careers. And I'm afraid this is where we draw the curtains on this bulletin. But do join us at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Until then, thanks for watching.